Ooh, lovely decoy. Watch out for that buggy. Oh, Jake, have you still got the RPG?
Yeah.
Wait for that buggy come past. Oh, no man. Oh yeah, it's come down the thing, Jake. To the left, behind your flag. Yeah.
Get the record button on that, Jake, to make your video.
When my friends started to ask me about playing Call of Duty Warzone, I was really sceptical, and to be honest, I had no real interest in playing the game at all. I've never really been a fan of Call of Duty games, that's just my personal opinion, and I think that their games are repetitive, unoriginal, and lacking in proper commitment from their developers. I know that's likely to upset quite a few Call of Duty fans, but that's just what I think. They're constantly releasing new titles instead of investing in current ones. From my experience playing Rainbow Six Siege, I much prefer developers to perfect and occasionally revamp games, because I feel that the time I invest in the game is rewarded and completely worth it. However, that being said, I decided to give in to peer pressure and give Warzone a try, and I never thought I'd say this at all, but I found it to be original, fresh, and thoroughly engaging. And considering the volume of Battle Royale games there are on the market at the moment, I think that's an incredible feat. And in this video, I'm going to explain why I think this. So when I was planning this video, I felt I could break my enjoyment of the game down into 4 parts. First of all, I'm going to talk about how it is the most forgiving game on the Battle Royale market. When I've done that, I'm going to talk about the fact that the game rewards aggression, which adds an incredible pace to the game. Thirdly, I'm going to talk about how the game is all about gun skill, which really appeals to hardcore FPS players. And then last of all, I'm going to talk about how the game manages to keep itself simple, coherent, and very easy to pick up and play. To sort of reinforce the originality of this game, I will also compare and contrast it to both Apex Legends and Fortnite, both of which I've spent a lot of time playing, both of which I've really enjoyed. And they are both examples of really original Battle Royale games. But I just want to add here, it might sound at times like I am attacking Fortnite or Apex for what they haven't done. It's not. I'm just trying to use them as examples of how to create an original game and how Call of Duty has managed to distance itself from them with their own version of a Battle Royale game. So, my first point. This is the most forgiving game on the Battle Royale market at the moment. It's the most forgiving Battle Royale game that I have ever played. Okay, and I'm going to talk about 4 different things that prove my point. First of all, the game uses a gulag system, which means that if you die, as in you get downed, you get eliminated, you go to the gulag. And in the gulag, you have an opportunity to fight someone else 1 versus 1, and if you come out victorious, you get straight back into the game. Now, you don't get another chance after that, however, that's a massive thing for a Battle Royale game. There is no Battle Royale game on the market that does that. Okay, second of all, even if you get eliminated, go to the gulag, win, then get eliminated again, or go to the gulag and lose, your team still has an opportunity to bring you back at any point in the game. Right at the end, right at the start, it doesn't matter. As long as they've got the cash to do it, they can bring you back at any buy station. Thirdly, every single time you spawn into the game, whether that's from the gulag, whether that's right from the start, whether that's when you're redeployed, you spawn with 2 pieces of armour, you spawn with a weapon. It's only a pistol, it's not particularly great, but it is something that you can defend yourself with, and I have actually got quite a reasonable amount of kills with this pistol. So even if you are a newer player, you are not going to be thrust into this game and have absolutely no way of defending yourself. And last point, and this is quite a small point but still worth mentioning, the game also gives you an opportunity to buy yourself a self-revive. This can be really crucial. The amount of times I've had a self-revive, which doesn't actually cost that much money, and it's rescued me from certain death, is countless. So there's 4 different points that prove how forgiving this game is. So I'm just going to very quickly compare those things to Fortnite and Apex. Straight away, there is no gulag system or any system that's similar to that in Fortnite or Apex. None. There is, in Fortnite and Apex, a redeploy system. However, in order to activate that properly, you need to get a respawn token from your team, which requires one of your teammates to pick it up if you die. They then have to take that to a respawn station to bring you back into the game. And to be honest, from my experience, it's not very often on Fortnite or Apex that you get the opportunity to go and pick up your dead teammate's respawn token and then take it to a station. Most engagements on those 2 games end up with one squad completely wiped out and one squad victorious. Last of all, although Apex does have a sort of self-revive system in the form of a legendary knockdown shield, it's very rare, so not many people have it, and it takes an awful long time to use, like literally it takes ages. And so really neither Fortnite or Apex offer anything similar to Warzone's effective self-revive system. Okay, moving on to the second point. The first thing I need to say here is this really does link to my first point. Okay, and I'm going to be talking about the fact that the game really rewards aggression, which, as I said at the start of the video, gives the game an unrelenting pace throughout. Now, the reason for this, in my opinion, is that aggression on this game is not nearly as risky as it is on other Battle Royale games. If you are aggressive and you come up against a team that destroys you, fine. You have a chance to get back into the game from the gulag. Yes, you're not going to be in a position that's quite as strong, but you've still got that chance. Even if that doesn't work, as long as one of your teammates is alive, then you have a chance to get redeployed. The next reason I believe that the game rewards aggression is because you need money for redeployments, for self-revives, for UAVs, and for other kill streaks that could be useful in the game. And so to get that money, a lot of the time you are going to need to hunt other players. This might be in the form of a bounty contract, or it might just be a case of hunting players to mop up that extra cash for a loadout drop or something like that. The next reason I believe the game rewards aggression is because there is a fairly quick time to kill, especially compared to Apex Legends. All you need is one well-positioned player at any time, and if they've got a good weapon, like the M4 for example, it happens quite often that one player can take down a whole squad in just a few seconds. So aggressive plays all the way forward in this game. Now, let me compare that to Apex and Fortnite. Starting with Apex, aggression is really difficult, especially if you are not in a full team. It has a massively long time to kill. It's very quick for opposing players to pop shields and health, and a lot of that game is played over long range. If you do get close to the enemy, even with a good weapon in that game like the Peacekeeper, you might get 1 or 2 shots off, but the other 2 enemies are going to turn around and are going to know exactly where you are in order to then defeat you. You can't kill whole teams quickly. In Fortnite, there is a complete lack of forgiveness in that game, as I was saying at the start. And that makes aggression really risky. Because most of the time one team comes out on top and the other team loses, if you are aggressive and it doesn't go well, that's it, the game is over. Okay, so the next point is a really quick one, but it's definitely still worth mentioning because I think it's really important. This game is about gun skill. Quite simply, it's about gun skill. Just like, many players would say this, just like an FPS should be. Okay? And all I need to do is very quickly compare it to Fortnite and Apex to show you how it's different. Fortnite boils down to who can build the best. Even someone with extremely good aim, if they cannot build on that game, then they will not be able to get very far against some of the best players. You have to be able to build. On Apex Legends, it is partly about gun skill, it's definitely more so than Fortnite. However, what's also important is the use of Legends and their abilities. And as the meta has changed on that game over time, Legends and their abilities have really become more and more important for certain team compositions. Warzone completely gets rid of all of that stuff. It is about shooting your enemy. It is about being accurate, and it is about headshots. And that's it. Gun skill is king in this game. Okay, the last thing I'm going to mention then today is how this game keeps itself really, really simple, especially for newer players. And I'm going to go through a few things that show how this is done. First of all, ammunition, automatic pickup. Shields, automatic pickup. Simple as that. You never have to think about them again. You don't have to manage your ammunition. It's there. There's a maximum limit for each type of ammunition. The shield system, really simple. You pick them up automatically. You can have up to 3 shields on at one point, and then you can carry 5 with you. You literally just push triangle on a PlayStation 4 anyway, and it adds another shield if you have lost some. This, though, is the most important and crucial thing that they've really, really nailed with this game. Inventory time. So the time you spend in your inventory is virtually none. The only thing you might want to do is go in your inventory and drop something for another player. So that might be some ammunition, more likely to be some cash for a kill streak or a redeployment. You don't really need to manage your inventory at all. The only thing you're going to do when you're out there on the map is potentially swap out for other weapons. But even then, if you have got your loadout drop, you've got your favourite weapons, you're good to go. All you're going to want to do then is pick up ammunition and shields, and that's an automatic pickup. And that is a really, really good way that they've managed to keep this game very, very simple. Let me compare that to Apex first of all, which has a real problem with this in my opinion. There is a lot of time spent in your inventory in Apex, and there's a lot of time that you spend looting, because you have to manually pick up ammunition, and then you could have ammunition that you don't need, and you have to manually go and drop that to make room in your inventory, and you might want to use a different gun, you might want throwables, you might decide you need types of shield, types of health, all that other players have, all that you need to do whilst looting them, and that leaves you vulnerable. There's none of that in Warzone. Fortnite, similar thing really. Yes, I think ammunition is an automatic pickup, but you still got to manage your inventory. How many guns would you like to use? What about if you see a gun that you weren't planning to use but you want to make space for it? How many shields do you need? How much health do you need? What about all the weird throwables and other stuff that Fortnite constantly add? You're going to have to stand over some loot and again leave yourself completely vulnerable. Warzone keeps this so simple, and it is so refreshing to get into a fight, win the fight, pick up the ammo automatically and the shields, and then move on. Done. Ready for the next fight. It's very unlikely that you're going to get jumped on in the process of looting. Okay, that's going to be it for today's video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please leave me a like and also consider subscribing. I don't have time to make videos that often anymore. However, I will try and make a few over the next couple of months, especially given what's going on at the moment. I don't think I'm going to make videos on how to play Warzone, because personally I don't think I'm in a position to do that just yet. However, I will make videos on lots of different aspects of the game. My next one I'm thinking about is going to be what I think Warzone needs to do in order to sustain long-term success, something that in my opinion Apex Legends could have done had they acted a little bit earlier.